I'm Liam. I've been here in my home for 20 years now. I actually moved here when I was 19 years old. I was a fully fledged skeptic at the time, and things have happened over that 20 years that have changed my mind about what goes on in the paranormal world. There have been 7 sightings now by 6 different people, and I think the intriguing thing about that is that these 6 people at the time didn't know each other. They knew me, but they've all described seeing this same old lady in the house. A lady that I believe now, after seeing photos that have been provided by Joanne, the historian that's been looking into the house. First I thought it was going to be a lady called Mrs. Tompkins, but I believe now it's Mrs. Tompkins' mum, Mrs. Nielsen, because I've shown these photos to 4 of the people that have seen the lady in the house, and all 4 of which were pretty petrified, is probably the best way to put it, when they saw the photo. So the 7 sightings, and these aren't in order, but in essence there's been 3 in the master bedroom bay window. There's been 1 pretty much where I'm sat right now, on the first day that I moved into the house as a fresh-faced 19-year-old. We've then got 2 sightings that were on the back garden. There's been an extension built there now, so that would be potentially in the house now, if you like. And then we've got 1 that's in the bathroom as well, upstairs, so quite a scary sight in the bathroom. One of the sightings that was in the bay window has only just come forward to me as well since the first book. Something that he thought was a nothing incident at the time, but since then has found out that the lady that he saw in the bay window back in 2019 is a similar sighting to the other 2 sightings that are in the first book. The only problem is that I was living here in 2019, and the lady that we speak of had well passed, well before that date. Do I think it's paranormal, the stuff that's gone on here? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't think anybody can hand on heart say that they think that something is definitely paranormal or whatever it might be. It could be, for me, a logical person. It could be some sort of energy that we don't know about. And to put that in perspective, one of the things that really, I couldn't turn a blind eye to this. There's been all the sightings, but then for me, to see something physically happen in front of my face, literal poltergeist activity, it's not logically possible. So to see that with my own eyes was a massive eye-opener for me.
So I've been looking into the history of the house. It was actually built on March the 25th, 1936. The first people to live in the house was Andrew and Grace, and they lived here for several years until 1953, when they moved out and the Tompkins family moved in, and that was Ada, her husband Lewis, and their son Lewis. In 1957, Lewis moves out to get married. His grandma, Ada Nielsen, moves in, who's Ada's mom. Ada was actually brought up in the Noose and Gibbet pub, which was back then was actually called the Railway Hotel, which is actually reputedly haunted. So Ada lived here until her death in 1967. Looking through the archives, I found some photos of the Tompkins family, and I also found a photo of Ada Nielsen, and Liam's shown them to several people, and everyone has said it's definitely Ada Nielsen, who was the lady in the bay window.
So going back a few years, one of the first sightings was by my wife, now my wife, my girlfriend back then. First time she stopped in the house. If you can imagine, the kitchen was slightly different back then because all this back bit here is an extension. So from here, this is where the window used to be. There used to be a door here going into a sort of lean-to utility room that housed a sort of washing machine and dryer in there. She'd got up one night, it was the first night she'd stopped in the house on her own, playing herself full of wine and cheese and watching Disney films. And she got up off the sofa in the front room, came through here to go to the toilet, which used to be a door around this side, now here. She walked through this door, and if you can imagine this room to be brick built up to about yay high, and then glass panels in front of you and around here, as she looked up, she saw a reflection looking back at her. And what she first thought was her own reflection wasn't. It was an old lady staring straight back at her. She panicked, jumped into the toilet just around here, pulled the light switch and sat in the WC for about 10 minutes before she had to make a run for it back through the house, through this door, through the front room, into the front room to grab a phone to phone me to come home. Also in the kitchen is one of the probably most terrifying stories, and one that I nearly wasn't allowed to put in the book because my brother, who's like the opposite of me, I'm a lover not a fighter, he's 22 stone of muscle and tattoos. He phoned me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was working, it was Saturday night, I was working on the Sunday, so I wasn't very happy to be woken up at the early hours of Sunday morning at 4 o'clock. But I did wake up and asked him what was wrong, and he managed to mutter the words, "I need you to come downstairs." When I got through the kitchen door, if you can imagine, this island wasn't here. There was a table just in this region here, and there was a fridge freezer in the corner. He was leant up against the fridge freezer. He was holding his legs in a sort of fetal position, and stammering words, basically saying, "I've seen her. I've seen the old lady." When I managed to, after about an hour, get the full story out of him, he'd been stood here. There was a dartboard up on the wall, just here. He'd been stood over at a makeshift ocky, if you like, throwing some darts after a night out at the horses. He'd been at horse racing all day and got back in the early hours. He'd gone to grab the darts out the board, and as he turned to the side, literally over there where the window was, he saw a white light coming down the garden. The white light got all the way to the lean-to utility room, which is now gone. And then he realised it was an old lady. It was an apparition of an old lady walking towards him. She walked across the window, stopped dead centre, deadpan centre of that window just there, and turned her head to look directly at him. And then turned her head back to the right and headed straight through that wall into the extension, what is still the extension next door, but you can't see obviously now. My brother nearly didn't let me write about that in the book because he's a bit of a man's man and didn't want people to know about that story. So he was very, very scared, petrified that day, and still is to this day about this house. If we head through into the front room, literally the first day that I got the keys to the house is a little bit different to, if you've read the book, how it's described in that. Because on the first day I moved in here, there was nothing in here. It was just absolutely bare. There was literally a shape of a rug on the floor where they used to varnish around the rug to save on a bit of varnish. The alcove was still there, and there was a fireplace over on this wall which had been sort of bricked up, and then some fancy floral tiles put over that. I was actually sat in the position sort of here facing that way, and there were 6 of us sat playing Monopoly, just friends from school that I've known since being 11 years old. I was 19 at the time this happened. As my friend is sat on this side of the board about 2 hours into the game and a good few beers in, he looked over his shoulder and he looked into this alcove. The only thing that was there was a tiny Christmas tree, sort of twinkling its lights in the corner. And he sort of yelped and jumped across the board, ruined the game. Drinks everywhere, and he sat in the corner over here against this wall. Similar sort of position to what I've just explained about my brother. He was laid with his arms around his legs, sort of sat scrunched up. He couldn't speak. After 5 minutes of a lot of commotion behind me, with drinks being spilt, the game being ruined, I picked him up, took him into the kitchen and stood with him and just said, what's happened? Greg, just tell me what's happened. And he said, did you not see her? I said, who? What are you talking about? And he said, the old lady, she was sat on an invisible chair in the corner. When he described the old lady to me, it did freak me out a little bit. Bear in mind I was a full-on sceptic at the time, but it did freak me out a little because his description to a T, the fact he said she was in her 80s, she had grey permed hair, a dark cardigan, a white blouse, and the big thing for me at the end was a piercing stare. The fact that he said the words "a piercing stare" married up with something that I'm going to tell you in a second when we go up to the bay window in the master bedroom. This was the first thing that sort of blew my mind a little bit. And I'd been living here a long time at this point because my wife had actually moved in with me. So we're only talking within the last 7 years this happened. But I was sat on the sofa over here. The room was set out pretty much exactly as it is now without all the kiddies' toys because he's only 2 years old, bless him. But I'm sat at the second seat in on the sofa next to my wife. we're just having a glass of wine, the curtains are closed, it's a nice evening, and all of a sudden, you start to hear this door move, like this. And you can hear it, it's a noise that you can hear from being sat over there while the TV's on. We paused the TV. As that happened, the door handle came down, and the door opened. It's got a lovely creak to it as well. But the door opened about that far. I was sat on the sofa and I just bent my head round into the darkness of the hallway and just said, hello? And as I said hello, the door handle snapped up and the door slammed shut. I jumped up off the sofa, ran to the door, I looked upstairs into the darkness, there's nothing there. I had to walk back to my wife in the front room and ask her before anything else. I just had to clarify what she'd seen as to what I'd seen, because this was physically the first thing that I'd seen move in the house, any sort of poltergeist activity. But she explained it the same as me. The door handle had come down, there had to be a pressure on it. It's a spring-loaded door handle. There had to be somebody on the other side of that door. The front door was locked, there's nobody there to do this, but it happened. And I can't explain that. So if you follow me this way, I'm just going to head upstairs, I'll pop the light on. So if we go into the master bedroom, this is the infamous window, if you like, where the old lady has been seen by 3 different people. 3 now. So 2 that, if you've read the first book, you'll have heard about. One of which was a week before I bought the house, when a good friend of mine, Craig, who was a mechanic, pulled up outside the house and saw the old lady peering out as if she was stood sort of in this position, looking out the window. I'm looking up at the house at the time with him, sat in the car. I've got the better view, to be fair, of the 2 of us, but I don't see her. This went on for a couple of minutes and I did not see her. Very, very strange. Didn't think much of it at the time, but his description, as I mentioned downstairs, dark cardigan, in her 70s or 80s, permed grey hair, old lady staring out at the car as if she didn't want us to be outside the house, with a piercing stare. So it sort of fits in with what Greg, who he doesn't know that guy from Adam, described exactly the same. We've then got the sighting from my wife-to-be on one of our first dates when we pulled up outside in the taxi. So she looked up at the house as she got out of the taxi just before me. I'm going to pay half towards the taxi to my brother, and she said, "Who's the lady in the bay window?" She actually, I didn't write this in the book at the time, but she actually said, "Is it your nan?" To which it wasn't. There was nobody in the house, and I had to quietly explain to what would be my girlfriend and then my wife as we walked into the house that there's a supposed lady that haunts the house. Bit awkward at the time. And the latest one that I've actually just interviewed a guy who lived in a house just across the road, literally since 1967. He grew up there. His mom passed away in that home in 2020, but back in 2019, he saw the lady in the bay window. He thought nothing of this at the time. He thought it was an absolute nothing event until he spoke to his mum a week later and found out that Mrs. Tompkins had actually passed away years before he'd seen her in the window that week prior. He then saw my book, somehow came across my book, read the book, and he had to get in contact with me and say, "I thought this was nothing at the time, but now that I know that there's other people that have seen this lady in the window, I've also seen her." Bear in mind, at the time in 2019, I owned the house, and there's no old ladies that I know of that have been stood in this window. One other sighting that happened early doors was actually in the bathroom. The bathroom itself is completely different to how it used to look. So this bathroom used to be, it's a really weird, strange looking bathroom when I first moved in. It was dark tiles up to about here, black tiles, with a black WC, sink and bathtub, really strange, and then white tiled the other half up. Now, after about 6 months of living with my fiance when I first bought the house, we went our separate ways and I rented the rooms out to 2 good friends of mine. When Doug moved into this room, so the second room overlooking the back garden, he saw something in this bathroom while he was having a shower. Now, what he described to me when I interviewed him the other month as exactly what he saw was, it was the old lady. He was having a shower just here. We used to have a shower curtain, it's now a sort of glass piece in here, but it used to be a shower curtain. And as he's got home, he's an electrician, he's jumped in the shower after work, there's nobody else in the house at the time, the doors are locked. But as he's taking a shower and he rubs the soap away from his eyes, he looks up and sees an old lady's head just appear at the side of the shower curtain, then disappear behind the curtain. But this door was closed. There's no way for her to get out of the bathroom. If there's somebody in the house, there's no way for her to get out of the bathroom. But that's what he'd seen. He quickly jumped out of the bath. He went around the whole house thinking that somebody was in the house, to no avail. So that's the 7 sightings in the house. These 6 people, I think this is the big thing for me. I haven't seen the old lady. I've heard voices, footsteps, doors opening, closing, handles on doors moving up and down when there's nobody to physically press them, which is it's not possible. It's not logically possible. I've had a coin thrown at me while I've been in this very shower, an American coin at that. There's a lot of things that have happened to me that I've seen, heard in the house, so I know that something's going on, but I haven't seen the old lady. But the 6 people who have didn't know each other at the time that they saw the old lady and gave me the same description of what she looked like. 80-year-old, permed grey hair, dark cardigan, white blouse, piercing stare.
After doing a walk around with Liam, we decided to leave the house and get some food. Whilst we were out, we left cameras in multiple rooms, and this is what was captured.
Right, so we've now gone lights out. We are starting off in the living room. I just want to point out that we haven't actually called out all day, have we, Mark?
No.
We thought we'd just come in, shoot the interviews, just chill out and relax, which we have been doing. We've been having a good old chat to Liam, haven't we, Liam?
You certainly have, yeah.
About the things that have gone on in the house. And nothing has happened. But hopefully the night is still young and something happens for us. Now, Liam is going to kick off the investigation and ask whatever is here to come and do something for us.
Okay. So, if there are any spirits in this house, which I'm pretty sure there are, I've been here 20 years now, and you've shown yourself to varying people, you've made noises, you've spoken out to us, we've heard the footsteps, we've seen the shadows. I'd like you to come out and make yourself known tonight to Mark and Paul. They've come to see you, they've come to communicate with you, so if you can make a noise, show yourself, show us a shadow, anything at all that you want to do or get a message to us, now's your time. Come and make a noise for us. Very quiet.
We're going to introduce ourselves now. My name is Mark.
My name's Paul.
And obviously you know Liam after 20 years. Now, we've travelled from a little city called Stoke-on-Trent to come visit your home. I was just wondering if you could make some kind of noise or come and join me and Paul and Liam. We'd love to meet you. That's why we've travelled an hour and a half. So, could you make our dreams come true and show yourself for us or make a noise? Just to clarify where you are in the house. A tap, a knock, anything. Could you do that for us, please?
You can use your voice. You can tell us whatever you like. Do you know that Liam has written a book about you? Many of his friends have seen you. So we know you're here. Could you show yourself to us?
Can you walk amongst us? Show the footsteps up and down the stairs.
Does the name Ada mean anything to you? It is Ada, isn't it, Liam?
Yeah. Yeah, we've got 2 Adas. How about Grace?
I've got a question for you. Why is it that you show yourself to other people, but not Liam?
But then we've also got a lady who lived here during World War II called Grace, who we've recently got like a Class A EVP. If you haven't heard that yet, you can check that out on my page. I'm sure you'll be linking the video to this, Paul, as well, where we hear what sounds to me like an American voice that says, "I love you, Grace."
Yeah.
Which is madness, because that was filmed 3 years ago, about 2-3 years ago. And I was going back through the footage to find something else when I heard that. And I've since learnt that there is a lady who lived in the house called Grace. And I also called my wife Grace in the book, because I changed all the names in the book. So it's a bit mad to hear somebody saying, "I love you, Grace." On I haven't got cameras like you guys. You've seen my little rubbish camera. But it certainly picks up voices like any other camera would.
Yeah.
And you guys have heard that. It's a weird one, to say the least.
It is.
So spirits, Paul's going upstairs on his own. He wants to try and communicate with you. If you can go and make yourself known to him, that'd be great. He really wants to try and communicate with you.
How do you feel, Liam?
At the minute, I was a bit nervous calling out at first. We talked off camera earlier, and I said that I can count on one hand the amount of times that I've actually called out in the house.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because it's not something I want to
Actually do.
sort of antagonise, if you like. But I'd like to know what's going on.
Okay. My name's Paul. And I'm now upstairs alone. Inside the bedroom where you've been seen. Looking out from this window. This very window here. You've been seen multiple times. By many people. Could you show yourself for me? Could you come and stand right beside me? I'd love to see you. Do you know that you're famous now? They've called you the lady in the bay window. Liam has written a book all about you. And that's exactly why we're here today. To prove to the world that you exist and that it's all true. Show us that you're here. Use all of our energy. Mark and Liam are still down the stairs.
How about opening the door for us? Could you do that? Seems to say, mate, it's really quiet, isn't it?
Mega. Yeah. I think the weird thing for me is as well, I've normally got 2 dogs, a wife, and me 2-year-old next month running around the house. It's normally quite a vibrant house, if you like.
Yeah.
And through the years, there's always been mates renting rooms here and stuff. It's always been quite a buzzing house. So if they do live off energy,
Yeah, that's the one.
there's always been the energy there.
Could you show yourself? Behind me? Or in front of me? The world wants to see you. Maybe you could walk around this room.
And how do you feel about me being here? I've been here 20 years now, which is, as far as I'm aware, I think probably more than anybody else has since it was built in 1936.
Do you see me and Liam? What do you think we are? Or do you think we're a spirit?
What do you think to the renovations that I've done to the house? Literally just been painted and decorated this week. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? See if you can knock on one of the doors for us, just to tell us that you're here. Or walk upstairs to Paul. Walk on the landing.
I've heard that whatever is here likes to throw coins. American coins. Maybe you could do that for us some point throughout the night. Quiet at the moment, but there's still time.
How did you feel up there, Mocky?
Okay, mate. Atmosphere's changed a little bit.
Has it?
Yeah.
Let me go and have a look, because I feel sometimes when the atmosphere changes. Let me go and have a quick wander. Because we were just saying I don't feel anything down there at the minute.
No.
I don't feel... Which room did you go in?
I was in the famous...
The master?
bay. Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot colder up here than it is downstairs. Warm downstairs. It's a hell of a lot colder up here than
Yeah,
it is
it is.
downstairs.
It is cool up here.
I know the heat. I've turned the heat off this morning because I didn't want any creaky pipes or anything like that. So it's certainly gonna get cooler. But it's. Have you got anything to test temperature?
No.
Have you got,
No. It is definitely cooler up
It's a
here.
hell of a lot cooler. Send Mark
Mark
up.
up.
Yeah. See what he said. Don't tell him that. See what he said. He might not have heard us.
Mark,
What?
you coming up here?
I've never liked it up here though, mate.
I've got a mate who won't come upstairs.
It's
He has his haircut, and I always say, go and check your haircut in that mirror, and he won't come upstairs.
feels strange up here to me.
Yeah? How are you feeling? What does it feel like?
Totally different from downstairs. Totally different.
Okay.
Honestly, honest.
What sort of feeling?
I feel breathless.
Okay.
I felt.
Yeah, I've just walked up the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I said that to you earlier when you were interviewing me, and I said I felt a bit breathless in there. I think
You're getting that fit, guys. Look at him.
he's a picture of health after that kebab.
I'm
Yeah.
a full-time smoker, man. I aren't even bad as that.
No, what?
That comes with age, doesn't it?
No, what I mean is when I come up here.
Just have a wander in them rooms and just tell us how you feel once you've had a wander around.
When,
Nearly took his eye out.
So literally when I went to get my laptop from up here, I keep it in this drawer, so I'd come up here, gone to get the laptop, and I stood and went, yeah, that feels like somebody's in the room with me. And I was upstairs on my own.
the last time when we first come up here, and I'm not lying to you now, I didn't feel right.
Okay.
I felt, you know, like shortness of breath.
Yeah.
I was thinking, why am I feeling like that? Now, I put it to walking up the stairs, but no. Because when you were,
Because you're an athlete.
yeah, an athlete with kebabs.
Yeah.
And when,
What was that? That sounded like something behind you. Sounded like a, ooh. No, that way. Do you not hear that?
No, I didn't see
it sounded like a,
It sounded like a, ooh.
Did it?
Yeah. But it sounded like it was coming from behind you. If that was somebody in the house, can you do that again for us?
because when you were,
Because you're an athlete.
yeah, an athlete with kebabs.
Yeah.
And when,
What was that?
because when you were,
Because you're an athlete.
yeah, an athlete with kebabs.
Yeah.
And when,
What was that?
I knew that'd get me.
That's going to get you. at
Some point in the night.
Yeah, automatic lights in the back of.
Jesus, that made me jump. So I've heard, like, a little bit of creaking in this room.
Okay. So we normally hear that from downstairs, but when you come to investigate it stops, and vice versa. Will
Yeah.
you hear creak? Will you hear footsteps on the stairs or downstairs? You go to investigate, it stops. You never get there into the same room when it's there.
Yeah. Jude,
I think that's Mark.
well, I can hear something here. I think it could be the rain. Let's just stand in here a sec. Oh,
you'd have the stairs.
The rain's tapping. That's rain tapping on the
is
window
it?
ledge.
That's what I'm
Just go a
hearing.
bit closer to that to see if you can. There's rain tapping on the window ledge, I think. That.
Yeah,
Is that what it was, Paul?
yeah. That's it. That's what I'm. That's
Okay.
what I've heard. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounded like little creaks from in there.
But that other noise that I heard behind you was.
It was like that sounded like
Was
it.
it?
Yeah,
Are you sure it wasn't a car getting past or something?
100%.
100%,
No, it
yeah.
sounded like a.
It is.
So we'll have it on camera. We've got cameras set up everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely got it on camera. Okay guys, I'm now all alone in the house. Mark and Liam have just gone up to the local pub. I've still got the static cams rolling. It's just the door. I'm going to shut this door. I'm going to sit in the living room. I can barely see. Oh, here we go. No. Whew. Calling out for any spirits that still reside in this house. The old lady that's been seen. Apparently you've opened that door before and slammed it shut. Could you do that for me? I want you to prove that you're here. Maybe walk around upstairs. There's people that won't enter this house ever again. Because what they witnessed scared them so much. And this might sound stupid, but I'd love to be scared in the same way. I would love for you to get me out of this house. Make me not want to stay the night. Make me leave and never return. I believe you were seen in this corner many years ago when Liam first moved in. Could you show yourself to me? Manifest in any way, shape or form? Or move something around? I'm going to close this door. I have got a static cam in the kitchen still. And there is one here at the bottom of the stairs as well. Okay, I'm coming up the stairs now. This is where you've been seen. Multiple occasions, multiple people. This door's been left open and that static cam hasn't seen anything. You've been seen in the bathroom. You've been seen inside this bedroom. And that's where I'm coming. Could you show yourself to me, please? or talk to me? Did you know you in this window here have become famous? A lot of people are intrigued by your presence here. And that's why I'm here. For proof, definitive proof that you actually show yourself through that window. There's been many families come and go from this house. And some said to still be here. And that's what intrigues us. How is it possible? How is it possible for someone who passed away many, many years ago to still come in this room and show themselves to people through that window? How is it possible? Is everyone who's seen you going mad? Am I crazy for just being here and talking to these walls? Or are these eyewitness accounts true? All of them. There's only you that can prove that you exist. And I would love that from you. Now, the thing is, this could actually be a residual haunting, which means you have to be here at the right time of day, night, whatever, right time of year, to catch that moment. And we know that this is how the paranormal works, guys. It's guaranteed that the chances are it's going to be a quiet night. And so far, it's been just that. You've been seen in the garden. Walking around outside. Could you show yourself out there? Okay, so I've now come into Liam's stepson's room. I'm just going to sit here for a while. That's just the lights triggering off in the bathroom. Could you close this door for me, please? Or open another door? Or could you walk up the stairs? I know your footsteps have been heard on many occasions. Heavy footsteps. It's so difficult, guys, because you run out of things to say. You seem to ask everything in the first hour of the investigation, and then if nothing happens, you literally run out of things to say. Hey, what have we got here? Good old magazines. Haunted magazine. Bit of uncanny. Can't beat a bit of uncanny. Uncanny goes live. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Danny Robbins. And I must admit, Danny does some great work for the paranormal field. 100%. His show is incredible. If you haven't seen Uncanny, I definitely recommend it on the BBC iPlayer. Check it out. Got the good old Dr. Kieran O'Keefe on there as well. Gotta love the skepticism. I'm disappointed. By the way, guys, this stairs, exactly the same layout as 30 East Drive, so I'll show you. So, you've got the staircase here. You've got the little bit of a banister. You've got that room there. You've got the bathroom there. You've got the main bedroom here. And then the little box room there. It's exactly the same layout as 30 East Drive. It's pretty strange, really. Please do something for me. We're going to be staying the whole night. We're going to be sleeping here. Is that okay? So, in this box room here, guys, this is where Liam's son sleeps. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video or not, but I will put it in this video. Now, let's just show you this. So this is how small the room actually is. So as you can see, you can barely get around. That's the window to outside. There's no other doors here. And what you see from that camera there, CCTV camera, baby monitor, whatever you want to call it, is, let me just come around this side. So you see something move around and an arm coming straight through. The arm goes and whatever it was just disappears. You never see it come back around. It's really strange. Very, very strange video. Like I say, I will put that up in this video as well, so you can see for yourself and let us know what you make of it. We're not by any means saying it's paranormal, but it's very, very interesting. And to be able to show you the room, when I first walked in the room, when I came this morning, well, early this afternoon, I was like, wow, I expected it to be a bigger room, more entrance points to the cot. But there's not. It's very weird. Very weird. Right. I'm now inside the kitchen. And you've been seen here as well. Before it was extended, it looked a lot different. But you were seen around this area. Walking up the garden, I believe. Could you do something inside this room? Or show yourself? Okay. Heard a little tap, but I don't know where that could have come from. Okay. Okay. See, it has been raining outside, so that's an issue. Because there is little drips. Am I alone? Or are you with me? Because at this moment in time, I feel completely alone. I don't feel afraid. But at the same time, I do understand that you may not want to make me afraid. Because Liam and his lovely family live here. They feel okay. They don't feel like you're violent. And that's good. But I'd love for you to do something for me, just to make me believe. There's so many things in this kitchen that you could move.
Motion detected at the front door.
Here's Mark.
Someone is at the front door.
Oh. No, wait. Right.
Oh, mate.
Yeah? We have got to do a battery change in the camera. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get a battery change done then. And then, is it still raining?
No, it's not now, mate.
As is.
Motion detected at the front door.
Right, guys. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. I'm really, really nervous. I'm here on my own. You've just seen Paul go. Liam's up the pub. So if there's anybody here with me now, could you make a noise for me? Could it be possible you can? What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pan round the house for you now. I'm going to do upstairs in a moment. Fingers crossed I might get something for you, eh? Right, okay. I'm here on my own. My name's Mark. I've heard so many stories about you. I was just wondering if you could come and join me. Be amazing if you could. Just make some kind of noise, let me know where you are. I was wondering if you're here with me. Just make a noise. Take a good look at me. I'm here in full respect of you. You might tell by my voice that I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous to meet you. I don't know how you feel about meeting me. Do you feel the same? I'd like you to come forward and come and meet me. I'm going to have to put my torch on for a second so I can see where I'm going. Could you knock after me? Could you do this? Could you make that rocking horse move? Would that be possible? I'm calling you the lady in the bay window. That's your nickname. Because you've been seen so many times in the window upstairs. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to take a walk upstairs now. I'm going to have to put my torch on again because I can't see. Okay. Whew. Right, guys. I've come upstairs. There's an automatic light that comes on in the bathroom, so you'll hear that click in a moment. To be honest with you, I don't like it up here. I really don't. I'm getting shortness of breath. I'm putting that down to coming up these steep stairs because I have got a bad knee at the moment. But earlier on today, we were doing an interview with Liam, was taking us around the house, showing us where, you know, the lady in the bay window was seen and what's happened to him in here. And I had this shortness of breath. The last time I had that was at that chapel when the broom went bang. So I don't really know. And I'm getting it now again. I'm getting that shortness of breath again. I don't like it. I feel really uneasy up here. I just don't feel right for some unknown reason. I'm scared. To be honest, I'm scared. The light's just gone off and that's just made me go, oh, like that again. Right, let's have a go, eh? Okay. I'm just wondering if there's anybody here with me. That light. Is anybody here with me? If so, could you make a noise for me, please? I really want you to communicate with me. would love you to copy me. Could you do this for me, please? Could you show yourself where you normally show yourself, please, sweetheart? I'm going to call you the lady in the bay window. Could you show yourself in your bay window, please? I feel as though you're with me. Could you make some kind of noise, please? That's my stomach. I keep asking you to do things for me, and I don't feel right asking you, because I just want you to do something. That's all I'm asking you to do. I keep asking you and I keep repeating myself. These stairs are quite steep, so I'm going to go back downstairs now. As you can see how steep these stairs are. I'm back into your back kitchen again. I'm just wondering, how do you feel about, it's okay, I'm just going to lean on this fridge. I was just wondering how you feel about all the alterations in your home. Do you like them? Come and tell me. They've knocked it all through, haven't they? Just wondering if you like it. Would it be possible? I suppose I'm getting on your nerves asking you now, but I'm going to have to keep asking you, would you make a noise for me? I don't know how you feel about that. I'm now in your living room. If you can see me, knock once like this if you can see me. Could you make that rocking horse rock? Or make one of them toys make a noise?
Motion detected at the front door.
There you.
Someone is at the front door.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hey?
Do you want?
What?
You're in the end. There's nobody in here at the moment, mate. Come on. Come on. You have to.
We're after the old lady in the window.
Oh, right.
I'll start recording now. So, EVP session 1. Let's go. So, the spirits of the house. Would anyone like to come forward and say hello? Is there anyone with us tonight in the house? Is Grace here with us? Do we have Ada? Andrew, would you like to come forward and speak to us? Come on, guys. I know you've spoken to us before. I've heard you. I've physically heard you without speaking through these microphones. But if you want to come and speak to us, if you come close to this microphone where you can see that's making all sorts of colours over there. If you want to come forward and speak to us, if you've got a message for us or something you'd like to get off your chest, please come forward.
We have got multiple cameras set up around the house. You can speak into one of those.
Feels really warm in this front room again.
I wonder what that is.
I've got my coat on though, I have. But you've got your
I'm in a t-shirt.
It's strange, that is, mate. It's gone warm again. You can feel it, can't
really
you?
warm.
Are you making the house go warm?
How many spirits are there in the house with us? Did you used to live in this house? Did you like it here? How do you feel about Paul and Mark coming round to speak with you today, to try and communicate with you? It's very quiet. Can you make a noise for us somewhere in the house? If not down here, near one of the other cameras in one of the other rooms. A little click in the kitchen,
Yeah, I heard that.
but there's something else then as well. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Do you know what that sounded like? Unless was that your stomach?
That could have been my stomach, yeah.
It sounded like a bass guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that one. No,
Like
that one.
dum.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
No, that one in my stomach, that one, and then it doom. It went.
If you did just make that noise, can you make another noise? Can you make it louder? Is that you knocking in the kitchen? If you can you knock twice for us now? Like this?
If you can use your voice, could you whistle?
Phone right on cue.
Whose phone's that? Is it my work phone?
Possibly.
Sorry.
You can walk above us.
Move something in this front room. There's loads of kiddies' toys and things. If you can press a button on one of those, make one of those move, set one off.
It's not the fridge, that's not the fridge, is it?
I don't know.
Cooling down. Well, it wouldn't cool down, would it?
Trust us not have a camera in there now because the batteries
Have we
are
not
on
got a
charge.
camera in there?
Batteries are all on charge, they've all drained.
Typical, isn't it?
It is typical because we've had a camera in there
All
all
night.
night.
If it's been doing that all night, we might have picked it up.
Yeah,
Well, if it is the
possibly, yeah.
fridge, that's what I'm saying. If it's the fridge.
See, we've heard the fridge quite a few times and we know what that is. It sort of like shuts off the fan like dum. These sound like clicks.
Yeah.
Come and walk into us. Through that door. Come in and say hello. We'd love to meet you.
Can we introduce ourselves? You probably know me. I've been here a long, long time now. I'm Liam.
My name's Mark.
My name's Paul.
How do you feel about us being here trying to communicate with you? Can you let us know that you're here? Can you make a noise? If there is anyone in spirit world with us right now, can you tell us what your name is? Have you lived in this home before or near to here?
Tired, Mark.
Tired.
You're struggling.
He's falling asleep here.
It's night, isn't it? It's when you work at night.
It's tidal wave going on.
Yeah, if you work nights, mate, you should be wide awake.
No, I haven't slept in the day though, have I?
That's your fault for doing overtime, I
We
get
just
it.
want to try and communicate with whoever's here. That's looking to me.
So we've just done an EVP session with the microphone connected to the laptop. Nothing picked up on that, very quiet. It does seem very flat. We are going to go upstairs now to investigate. get the Ghost Tube app out, Mark, and the good old Ghost Tube Seer.
Yeah. If I want to sleep.
Okay. What do I do for this?
Wear a mask like a VA. What's it called? VAR, is it?
Is it VR?
VAR.
VAR?
VAR.
VAR.
What is it?
VR.
VR
Is
headset.
it a VR headset?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, proper.
Just stick the good old
I had
phone.
it on at, where was it? What's it, Justice wanted?
Galleries of Justice.
Where'd you get out?
It's dead weird, mate, honest, when you put it
Is
on.
it?
Really strange, yeah. Really good, honest.
Okay.
I won't tell you what it's about, like.
Oh, chuck it on. Let's have a go.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
And then just call out whatever you've seen. Like, describe whatever you
If you
see.
see something come, if you see like a figure,
Okay.
Describe.
What can everyone else see what I'm seeing?
Yeah, I'll put it up on the screen for everyone to see,
Okay.
yeah.
So I've got to describe it.
Yeah.
whatever you see, you just describe.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
If it's a turd, getting past
Yeah.
in the clouds.
Is that what you saw?
But I saw somebody similar to that. What
Yeah.
like, they're dead weird, mate. It's strange. But when you've got it on, it's always proper VAR.
VAR.
Yeah,
VR, Mark.
VR.
Wake up.
Wake up,
Yeah,
wake
fine.
up,
I'm
wake
gonna
up.
save this and I
I'm
will
a
listen to it
happy
in sound
man.
at some stage and see if there's anything from it. But I didn't hear anything on that.
Right, so we're just about to start a Ghost Tube Seer session. Liam is the participant. He's got the VR headset on. Now, what this does, if you've never seen it before, it's for entertainment purposes, obviously, but it's always interesting to see the results. It will show images. It'll be AI-generated images at random. And they'll pop up, and hopefully something of relevance will show.
Right, so at the minute, how do I explain this? So I've got it looks like a Chinese lady stood on one leg in the middle of a path in like a woodland with loads of gravestones around or tombs.
Well, there is a graveyard nearby.
There is. Yeah, the historian said it potentially could go round this place. But this lady's in, I don't know why I said she looked Chinese at first. It looks like a Chinese setting, I suppose, but she just looks like a lady with her back to me in a red dress on one leg.
Could you show yourself to Liam?
Nothing yet. It's just a big, it's like I'm going through the clouds at the minute. Here we go. Right, how do I describe this? This is a lady doing some sort of ballerina pose.
In front of a window?
No, she's definitely not. I don't think she's in front of a window. She's like in mid-air doing a proper splits. Arms stretched out. Looks like some sort of ballerina show. Looks very flexible. I'll put it that way. Give her that.
So at the moment, guys, we are using the Ghost Tube Seer app with the Ghost Tube lens. As you can see, Liam is the participant. This is all for entertainment purposes only, of course, but sometimes we do get some good results. We haven't had anything groundbreaking from the Ghost Tube Seer, we must admit, but the Ghost Tube app we have had some interesting results from. But as always, we do take it with a pinch of salt. But how amazing would it be if the lady in the bay window would show?
Pop up on here.
Yeah.
It's my first go on one of these things as well. So we'll see.
Pretty cool,
We'll see
isn't
what
it?
we get. It is, to be fair.
Could you show yourself to Liam?
just going through the clouds at the minute. To try and explain this, it's like you're flying through the clouds and then it brings up an image of something. But at the minute I'm just flying through clouds.
So I don't really know how this actually works, Liam.
Okay.
Apparently it's just a change in atmosphere that causes an image to generate.
Okay.
Pretty much the same as the word banks.
Yep.
So any spirits that are inside this house could you show Liam what you look like?
What did Mark get anything interesting on this when he did this?
Just one thing. It looked like a bed with blood all over it.
Oh, lovely.
And he was sat on a bed.
Okay.
So, yeah, nothing interesting. No, nothing interesting really, mate. You know it's got to be groundbreaking when it comes to us capturing things.
Yeah, exactly.
We are inside the room where you've been seen, looking through this window.
I'm just flying through clouds still at the minute, waiting for the next thing.
I believe Mark is either on the landing or in another room. Could you do something for him? Touch him? Speak to him?
Ooh. We've got a monk or priest stood sort of praying with a big sort of habit, black shawl on him, looking at me. Yeah, looks a bit of a creepy bloke, to be fair. Not sort of bloke you'd invite to dinner at any stage. Share a kebab with or anything like that. He's not up there. Right, I'm back in the clouds again.
If it's an Ada that haunts this house, could you show yourself to Liam? Or could you do something? Make a noise? Come and join us inside this room.
Just going through the clouds again, buddy. Waiting for the next one.
Yeah. It does usually take a while, to be fair, for something to generate.
Okay. If there's a Grace or an Andrew here, I know that you've lived here in the past. Feel free to come forward and show yourself. I'm intrigued to know your story that happened throughout World War II. This one's a bit more interesting. So we've got a lady stood at a window.
Really?
There's a fireplace. It looks quite a dilapidated place. You've got a lady stood at a window. I don't know if she's... I can't work out if she's looking out or in. There's certainly a lady stood there, very dark, shaded, at a window in this very old looking building.
That's pretty cool, to be fair.
It is, yeah. To say what we're talking about, that's pretty good.
Yeah. We'd love you to show yourself in full form inside this room.
Can you do something? Can you make a noise for these guys? Just let them know that you're here.
Later this year, we'll be continuing our search for the lady in the bay window. We'll be investigating the Noose and Gibbet Hotel, where Ada Nielsen was born.